For the one with stay, we are not going to sew it the way we sew this one. Here we'll be sewing it outside. We'll be sewing it at the right part. That is why I said you need to leave some spaces between at the two sides and at the top and down part. So this is what you're going to be doing. We will fold it into two like this. Fold it into two like this. So try to sew this place down. Fold it this way. So when you fold this place, you sew it and then you close up these two parts. Fold it in and close it up like this. So take your sewing machine and sew straight. Just make sure you are careful so that you sew it very well. You fold the two edges and so use your machine to secure it all the way down to the second end. The main reason why the reason why I said we should sew outside, because it is hard stay. If you sew it like this, close it like this, for us to turn it outside, it will be very difficult. That's why I use the method of sewing it outside. Let me go ahead to sew it all the way down so that we can form our fan with this and form our pleats with this. I have sewn it the way I described. Very easy. So there's no need of stressing yourself turning it out, because if you have to sew it inside and turn it outside, it will be very difficult for you to do. I've tried it, so I know how it was difficult to do. So let me set it aside so that we can do the pleat. So take your needle and thread, and just the close part will be on top. Just form it like this. Just look at what I'm doing. Maybe we are going to form like 3, or let me say 4 pleats with this. So I'll take my needle and thread and sew. So when you come outside like this, make sure you go close to where you came outside. It's somehow tedious because of Ankara, because of the nature of this Ankara. So I'm going to sew. Don't draw it too tight. Don't draw it too tight. So I will sew and secure it. Then move on to the other part. So from this one you have already formed, you can now trace it. Trace it. Trace it like this. And sew. So here, so here. The same thing applies to the other side. So let me go off the camera to do this. Just make sure you pass your thread through it to hold it together, and don't draw it too tight so that you have it formed very well. To say something, for you to have a well formed plate on your mannequin or on your Autogele, make sure you curve it the way I curve it. Don't just do it straight. If you do it straight, you might not really get, the plate might not really come out nice. So make sure you curve it, then you now sew everything together, and don't sew it too tight. After you have plaited this, so just get the center of the plate and get the center of the body of the Autogele. Then place it on the last place you sewed on your base. So place it here and use your needle and thread to tag the first pleat on the one on top to the base. Just sew it like 2 to 3 times. Tack it here. So you bring the plate to this end where you attach your vehicle. So you bring it on the second pleat on the base. So you tack it together, and you can as well tack this side so that it can be firm. The same applies to this other end. Bring it to this side, sew it to it, and sew this place. I'm going to sew that and do it off the camera. Yeah, here is it now. So it makes the fan Now we are going to pleat and attach to the top part. For the front design, don't forget the measurement I use. I use 11 inches for like 60 inches. So after you have already placed the wording, the stay inside and join it. So we have something like this. And after you've done that, just make sure you use your hand to press it or use your iron, better stay iron. So now we'll be forming our fan here. You need your needle and thread or you need your office pin. So from here, on one side, you can measure 3 inches, 3 or 4 inches. Let me use 4 inches. So fold it in a triangular form like this. Fold it in triangular form like that. So when you form it in a triangular form like this, then form another one on it in a slant way. You see how I use my hand? So form it in a slant way, and when you are forming, don't let the one under. Let this one close the one under. The one you are forming now, don't form two small plates. Don't form any two small plates. This is what I'm saying. It's not that you make it like this. The one under must cover the one under very well. Like they should be aligned. I mean, they are aligned. So form it on the first one. So you have something like this. Now you can make use of your pin to hold this space down, but it will be tedious if you are using office pin. That is why I use my needle and thread. So I'll be using my needle and thread to sew it together. Even using needle and thread is still tedious because of the kind of Ankara I'm using here. So you sew it like 2 times and secure it. Then you secure it from this end. I love to make use of my lighter when it comes to something like this. I don't know, I just love it. I'll cut it in excess and use my lighter to burn it. I love it. I don't know why I love it. So the same thing applies to others. That is how you'll be forming it. You form, you see, like maybe let me say 2 inches, the distance between it. You form it on it this way. In a slant form, you see that if you don't get this format, that means you are not right. So when you do it like this again, you use your needle and thread to sew it the same way. Then you form another one on it using the same method. Make sure it goes like this. The slant you are making must form this way. It's very simple. It's very, very simple. You see? So I also use my needle and thread to tack it. As you form it, use your needle and thread to tack it. Use your needle and thread to tack it. So they say that is how you just form it. Use your needle and thread to tack it. You see how I'm forming it in a slant manner. You see? If you don't get something like this, that means you are not right. So that is how you will do it till you finish the whole length. Might not finish the whole length, but let us just use our needle and thread to tack it. So tack it one by one. Not everything together, one by one. You understand it? So that's what I'm going to do off the camera and show you the next thing. Tack it one by one. There are some Ankara that is not as tedious like this. This one is the Viva, and the how the face looks, it makes it very hard. Because I once work on Ankara, this type of Ankara is very soft, and it is more quality than this. Let me say this. So I think I've said it once, but let me say it again. When you are folding this on this, I don't want this part to be seen outside, because if it's seen outside, it will just look as if you sew it. Like it won't look as if you tie it because we want it to look as if we tie it. Now look at this. This one is showing outside. So this one to rest well on it. And I don't want that. So let this one be a little bit what is English now? Like, can you see the distance? So this one comes out than the one under. And that is what we want to achieve so that by the time you rest on it, you won't be see the one under. Please try to get me. So make sure you make use of that, like you work on that while doing your own. Now I'm going to stop the pleat, the fan here. So I'll cut out 9 inches. That means I have in excess. It means that when you are cutting out yours, just cut like 50 inches or 52 inches. Better say cut 52 inches because it is better you have in excess than having it in that are not being enough. So from this side, I'm just going to form something like this. I don't know how I can explain that, but you shall see what I'm doing. So I'm just okay now. So another way to make it smaller is almost the same way with how we started. Is this? Please, I have to say this. That is why I need to lose out some things. But so you started the way you started this by folding it in a way like this. That is how we started. So fold it. Don't forget this part must be longer than this one on top, just like what I have said. So you place it, you do it that way. Okay, let it be bigger. Let me make it bigger at this side, or small 2 inches at this side. I hope you are getting what I'm trying to do. So I also secure it using my needle and thread. So you fold it in such a way that this space will be bigger and the one you fold on top will be smaller. The one you fold on top will be smaller. So how you know where to fold is that you measure like 10 to 12 inches from here to this place. That is when after you have stopped the normal fan here, you start the other one here, like 11 inches or 12. So I'm going to tie it using my needle and thread to do that. Then I'll place it on the mannequin. So this place will be a little bit smaller than the first one we made. It will almost the same thing with this. So that is how it should be. After you have sewn it, just place it on you can use your needle and thread to tack it to it. Okay, before I go ahead to explain that, at the back here, I removed 1 inch. I cut out 1 inch because it is in excess and I don't want it too much at the back. In fact, if I can still cut another half inch for it, but I think it's okay like this. Just need it to cut this side so that that place will not be hindering anything. This side is always longer than this side. If it is actually okay, you have to, there's a way you cut it. I will make it longer. So by the time you bring it together, this place will be okay very well. So this side must be longer than this other side. So please take note of that. So for the fan, you can just use your needle and thread to attach it. Start from here. You start it from here, from where the plates on it stop. So you can use your needle and thread to attach it. You just attach it one by one, like that, like one after the other, or you jump some lines. So this is what I'm trying to say the other time, that the one on top must cover the one under. You see this one is coming out, which I don't like. So it will make it look as if it is sewn, which we want it to look as if it is tied. So next time I shall know how to hide that one. So it will go like this and end at the other end. So there is one part of fan that will always be bigger than the other. Actually, where you end your fan, where you end your fan, especially when you are doing it this way, but when you tie it using natural okay, when you are tying it, there is a way it will become better than forming it the way I form it. But your Ankara cannot do the what your Ashoke can do. So you have to manage it that way. So this part is more fuller, I mean longer, or what should I call it, than this other part. But when it is not that obvious, it's still better. You can make use of it that way. So I'm just going to use my hot glue. I'm not using hand needle. I'll use my hot glue to glue it to the plate so I can have something beautiful and well formed like this. After you have done, you can use your hand to trace out the fan so that it can come out wella. So for the handle, I'm going to do that later. I'm going to explain that later. So for the handle, so for the handle, we are going to cut some pieces. We'll cut some pieces and join it to sew it to the handle. You just need to sew it to the handle. You sew it inside, turn it outside. The handle now, to sew it inside, turn it outside, and sew it together to this. So I hope you understand this. I'm not going to show you how I'm going to do that. If you don't know how you will do that, just DM me and I'll send short video on how you can attach your handle to your Autogele, and you can go ahead to tie it at the back and you have your Autogele formed. So I'll go ahead to do all this I have been saying